All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy June 13th, coming to you alive, coming to you well. I just drove 2 hours from New Jersey to upstate New York. I'm out here coming home on Monday, but it's been incredible to be out here on this coast. I just have an affinity towards my East Coast people. My grandmother's from Jersey. My grandfather was from Brooklyn. And so I like this coast out here. Not as much as I love my West Coast, because that's where I'm from, but I'll tell you what, it's just been really cool to be out here. Listen, any of these opportunities that I have is just because I've been able to show up. And the same thing that I ask of you guys is what I would demand of myself. We set very high standards for ourselves and how we operate in life, business, health, and relationships. And then you do that consistently and you don't waver from your standards. And I promise you, amazing things will open up for you. If there's someone on this call that wants to build an organization, a downline organization, wonderful, you can do that. If you're somebody on here like a Michael Swanson that wants to speak on stage one day, cool. If you're somebody that wants to help other people grow, inspire other people to grow, whatever you want to do in this business, it is absolutely open season for you. So continue to show up, continue to get your voice out there. And this is so important for you guys to create your content so the world gets to experience who you are, even if they've never met you. There's people on this coast that I've never met in person. And when I meet them, they're like, I feel like I know you, only because of social media, you guys. So listen, I always want to be an encouragement to you all, a walking embodiment of what is possible if you continue to get your ass in rooms, show up, speak up, allow your voice to be heard, because each of you have a beautiful story that should be shared with the world. So we're going to start this thing out, Evangeline. I'm going to have you bring us out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. You're also going to introduce your guests. Are you ready for us?
Yes. Hi. Good morning,
Let's roll.
everybody. Let's see. Well, I was reading this week and something really resonated with me. It was, we've been talking about stoicism before, and it was a quote saying, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do," by Epictetus. And I feel like that's really powerful for me because we first have to decide. We have to make that first step, and then let's stop talking about it and let's be about it. But excited to be here. Hope everyone has a killer Friday. My guest, I met her through Facebook. She is taking her real estate exam, Lexi, next week, and she's kind of looking into brokerages. And she's in the East Bay, so I'm like, you have to, it's not even a question. You have to join Team Fast. So, hi, Lexi. I don't know if you want to say anything, introduce yourself, but excited to have you here.
See, welcome. You're muted if you're saying something. You're muted.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
So I'm glad to be here. I just want to let you know that I'm from upstate New York.
Oh, cool. I'm in the Hudson River area right now. I'll be home next week.
I'm from Albany.
Oh, okay. So that's 45 minutes from where I'm at.
Yeah, a little bit up north. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Lexi, here's my goal for you to take one thing from this session that you can apply in your life, business, health, and relationships. That's it. One thing. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being on, and thank you for being open-minded to spend this time with us. So you guys, let's get right into the conversation. If you have the ability, Mohan, Chris, Otis, Ariel, David, Erwin, throw your cameras on. I'm going to have a guest come in a moment. I want them to see your amazing faces. And Mohan, don't go too far, bro. You were already here. Keep your camera on. Stay in the pocket. Let's be in this moment together. Can you do that for me? Just give me a thumbs up.
I had the camera on. I don't know how it turned off. Anyway, I turned it off.
It's all good. We're here now. So listen, you guys, I have some thoughts for everybody, and I want to share some things that I shared with the group out here yesterday. I thought it was applicable to our group. But before I get there, I want 3 people to share some action that they took this week and the results in their life and in their business. Right? So 3 people, get in the queue, share. We're going to go rapid fire with our wins from this week in regards to the action that we took and what were the results in the business. So who's going to be my brave 3 to throw their hand up and get in the mix and get in this conversation? I got 1, and I'm going to pause before I go any further. I need 2 other people to get in flow with me. I got 2. I got 3. Let's go. I got 4. Okay, good. And David, I'm only going to have you contribute, bro, if you put that camera on, because you don't have no hair. So you don't need to worry about putting your hair on, and you already have eyelashes. So you don't have to worry about any of that. Israel, what do you got for us, big dog? One action that you took this week, what was the result in your business?
Yeah, you already know this one. I passed my exam over the weekend, so that's what I did this week.
You know what, Israel, how old are you?
18.
18. Man, where were you guys at when you were 18? Were you studying for your real estate license, or were you a wreck? Were you partying? Were you having some fun? Right? And I'm not saying that Israel is not, but I'll tell you what, I was not. I was far from removed from any type of education. And so, Israel, we're proud of you. Congratulations, big dog. Keep showing up. Blessing, what do you got for us? What action did you take this week, and what were the results in your life and or your business? Let's roll.
So I have a client that I met with about 2 weeks ago for a listing appointment. I nailed my presentation from my perspective. Sent him the agreement, but he didn't sign right away because they were going to go look at property because they need to sell their house. And I usually just let the process flow, but there was something about just kind of looking back and reflecting on the way that my last couple of transactions and like my last couple of clients have been going, and I felt a little passive. And I'm like, well, no, I'm just giving people space. I'm like, but you can ask a question. It's the world's not going to end if you ask a question. So I finally just asked him, like, what's the hesitation? Like, is there something that's holding you back from signing and agreeing? And he flat out just had to tell me he was a little afraid. And I get it. You're trying to sell your house. You're trying to buy the house. What do you need to know in order to move forward? And I'm like, I pulled that one straight from coaching, and I was like, like I was so uncomfortable to say it, but it needed to be said because I do want to allow everyone to make their decisions. I don't want to feel pushy or slimy or trying to force someone, or I don't want to have commission breath or anything. But at the end of the day, I'm the advisor. I need to build trust with my clients. And if I can't ask the question to build trust, to like eliminate any decision, then why am I doing this? Then then I don't deserve the business. So that conversation led me to give him a resource like, hey, you should reach out to this person. They can probably help you with the tax, with the bridge loan, with like kind of like the the maneuverability of the finances. But the fact that I said that and just the weight came off of me, I was able to do a bunch of follow-up conversations after that like nothing. So just taking that step and moving forward is big for me. And I know that for me was like, oh, this is what you should be doing, but actually doing it just took the pressure off of me.
And you know how I get. You know how I get, you guys, if you spend any amount of time with me. So, Blessing, one more time. For the people that didn't hear that, let's just say it one more time. Well, I don't want to sign today. I want to think about it. What did you do next? Share with us one more time.
What exactly do you need to know to feel confident about taking this next step forward? Next step.
Listen, that right there is going to give her more ammunition. It's going to get further with the client. He told her he's scared. Now that she knows he's actually scared, then what can she do? She can empathize. She can answer more questions. She can share more strategy. And she now has a bond and a connection, a proximity to this person that she might not have had if she didn't ask that question. I love this, Blessing. And you guys, listen, always look for the one thing that you can apply in your life and business. And this had to apply to her business. So, Blessing, I'm stoked for you. Let's go, Michael Swanson. Michael Swanson, what do we got for us? One action that you took this week, and what was the result in your business?
I'm adding that to my arsenal too, Blessing, because my story is a little similar to hers, but I had a buyer who I've been working with since March. I just feel like they kind of been dragging their feet. We've seen a bunch of properties. I live in Fairfield. The buyer's in San Jose, so I was commuting a lot to go, show properties. They kept saying they were interested. They loved properties, but didn't want to make an offer. And since this past weekend, I kind of got on the call with him and his wife and was kind of like, hey, what's going on? Because you guys say you love these properties, say you love these condos, but we're not making offers. Finally got them over the hump on a property that they loved in a condo complex that they've been looking at for a while, and sent the offer on Saturday. Got it accepted Monday under asking and with a 10,000 seller credit.
That's right. In San Jose.
San Jose. Yep.
Bro, good for you. I love this. And listen, you guys, sometimes You just have to put it out on the table. You have to ask the tough question. And I promise you, if you do this, not only in business, but in life, now you get to a different level of connection with people. So Michael, I'm glad you said, hey, hold on a second. We've been driving, you say you like these properties. What really is it? And what is the fear? What is the doubt? Let's talk about it. Because when you know what it is, then you can address it. My man, congratulations, and congratulations to them. Getting a deal in San Jose, that's not common. So great job on your behalf. Let's go, David. David, what do we got for us? What action did you take this week, and what were the results in your business? Let's roll.
So I was my cousin texted me after going back and forth. He was like, I think unfortunately we're gonna have to pull out of the deal. And I was like, in the past I would have been like, oh no, all right, man, well, next time, we'll get him next time. And then after selling timeshare, it was like, you learn how to handle objections. So I was like, oh, so what's happening? Too bad, but what's happening? And he's like, oh, unforeseen medical bills, and we're waiting for mom's retirement. She can't use the money. And I was like, okay, so I'm like, what I'm hearing is like, oh, this might be too much of a investment in the beginning. So let's look at duplexes instead of 8 unit. Let's look at duplexes. That way you can get in there. You can put somebody else in there. You can do some little house hacking, whatever you need to do. And it's less of a property for you guys to handle on your first time and all that. He said, oh, that sounds so much better. And like he said, you can hear the ease come off, like, because it was too much money in the first place. So now I'm sending him duplexes on Real Scout in Sacramento and what is it? Antioch. So now we're looking at those right now.
Listen, you guys are the doctors. You guys have to prescribe what's going to help these people, what's going to solve it, what's going to give them, the best path. And that's our responsibility, is to prescribe, right? We have to prescribe, we have to diagnose, and then we have to prescribe what the right remedy is. And sometimes you got to make some changes. And so really good stuff, David. Before we go any further, I'm going to go to Gary Archer. But before I go there, you guys, I have a special guest. I want her to say hello to you guys because she means the world to me. Not only is she a leader in EXP, not only is she a badass mom, not only is she an amazing, amazing human being, but she's an awesome contributor. All she wants to do, like myself, is to make sure that the people in her environment are truly, truly growing. And so what I want to stop and pause for a second. If you guys don't have your camera on, if you can do me a favor, just put your camera on. Lindsay's going to come on, Lindsay Stevens, who runs the number one team, not for EXP, but the number one team in the state of New York. And I just felt like, since I'm in her office, would it be cool if she just said hello to everybody? Is that all right?
What's going on, everybody?
And some of you from Intensity.
I know, blessing. I'm like, who else do I know on this screen? Oh, it is. Who else?
I'll let people in as you're talking.
How are you guys? Alive, excited? Hi, honey. How are you today?
I'm good, miss. I run marathons in my spare time, killing it.
Got it. Like Elias always teaches you guys, you got to put you first. What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about wins. So on Fridays, we talk a little bit about wins and the action that they took and the results in their business. And then we're going to go into what if. And they don't know that yet, but what if they didn't have excuses? What if they didn't have doubt? What if they step into their true purpose? And we're going to go into that in a moment. So I figured you could just say hi and share any thoughts or sentiment as we get the show on the road.
Yeah, I think the what ifs are, I used to think a lot about what ifs, like what if this happens, or what if it doesn't go my way, or what if they judge me, or what if I fail, or what if. Instead, it's like, just try and show up. And I told somebody on my team today, if the chair is open, sit in it. If the door is open, walk through it. Create your own luck, create your own opportunities. Show up every day as much as humanly possible. There's people that need to meet you. And if your phone is ringing, answer it. Serve the people that are coming to you. They are there for a reason. I think everybody that comes into my life, especially this beautiful person here, is for a reason. I truly believe that, right? Just be open to the lessons and the blessings that they're here to teach us, and just continue to put one foot in front of the other over and over and over again, and you'll just compound wins.
I have a question for you, Lindsay. So obviously there's new people on the call. There's people that are experienced. There's people that are having their best year ever. When did this start for you? And how long did it take for you to be number one in the state? I mean, I want to know that story. I'm sure that they want to know.
I've been licensed since 2009, and I don't know if anybody's been licensed since 2009 on here.
Me.
I live 90 minutes from New York City, where the real estate market completely collapsed, the financial market collapsed. I mean, I listed properties here for my longest listing was 9 contracts. So for 3 years, they re-signed with me 6 months at a time. I don't know why they stuck with me, but the point being, nothing was selling. Literally nothing was selling. But I showed up every single day. There's one thing I do every single day is get up, get dressed, get ready, and come to work. And work can be at your house, work can be wherever, but you just have to put yourself in the mindset to just get to work. And I don't like to say grind anymore. I used to have this saying, no days off, right? Hustle hard, all these things. But I just think you have to just show up in your business like it is a job. It is a 9 to 5. Because if it was a job and it was a 9 to 5, would you clock in? Would you be there? Would you be dressed? Would you be ready to get to work? Yes, you would be. So why don't you do it for you? There is no cap on the earning potential you can have in this business, but you have to put the work in. And when did it switch for me? I mean, we became the #1 team in New York 3 years ago. So I say it's like 16 years overnight.
Yeah.
It took it took a long time. So be patient, but it does happen if you just keep working at it little by little.
I love it. I love it.
We love you guys. I hope that I can come visit you in California sometime.
How many people want Lindsay to come out and visit you in California?
I would love to.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll roll out the red carpet for you.
Ooh, it's hot in here.
Yeah, it's hot in here. All right, guys. Listen, through this business, through just showing up, I get to be around people like this. And listen, I coach with her, but I look up to her. She runs the #1 team in the fucking state of New York. Like, I look up to her, and it's so incredible to be able to build these bonds with people in our business. And so, you guys, I got licensed in 2009. She got licensed in 2009. And think, like, all these years of just showing up, head down, show up, show up, show up. And then all of a sudden, it starts to really, really make sense, you guys. So listen, be patient, but continue to show up. Don't waste days. Don't waste your talent. Don't sleep on your abilities. Get out there and make a difference, because each of you have that ability. There's people on this call right now that will be millionaires. There's people on this call that will be millionaires, who will change their life and their family's lineage for eternity because of the efforts that you put forward in this business. There's millionaires on this call. Before we go any further, I got some things shared with you that I want to share with you. And the reason why I'm going to do this is because I had Brianna in the back of my mind. And if she's here, I wanted to throw her camera on. But Gary, you had something you wanted to share early on, or wanted to give you the space to share. You had a thought, and I want to make sure to give you the mic before I get into my flow.
Man, I appreciate it. The call even makes sense of where I was going earlier. So Elias was saying how I was doing, what's going on. And I'm just always excited about opportunities, right? So we got to, like you said, show up. You got to show up to blow up. As a young kid, I always realized disappointment is easier to deal with than regret. Regret is forever and ever. Disappointment, yeah, we get over that. So I'm saying that to say you got to show up and try to be something. You can't try to just you can't hope for it. You can't, none of that stuff's going to work. You got to fumble your way to where we have to be, right? So what I was saying is these next 2 weeks in the Bay Area, Juneteenth is going on, right? You have a lot of festivals. I seen EXP is a part of one in Berkeley, which is great. I have to stop by the booth and talk my mess. I have to be there. But I'm saying this to say there's a lot of people outside that normally don't come outside. So when we're talking about Memorial Day, when we're talking about July 4th, when we're talking about Juneteenth, we're talking about we're not talking about Christmas and Thanksgiving. People stay inside. These are holidays people go outside their house. They leave their comfort zone. They might be with a neighbor somewhere, and they're around not just their self. So they're around other people, which is what I call crowds, right? It's like listening to music. I tell people all the time, you're never going to blow up with one person at a time listening to your music. How do we get at least 2 or 3 people to hear it at one time? Now we have a chance for each other's energy to build the moment. So the same thing in real estate, guys. Get out there, talk to people, be the friendly person. Have some, man, imagine having a cooler full of waters, A cooler full of waters and you're just giving them out, saying hi to people. Hey, how you doing? Here you go. Hey, simple stuff, simple stuff. You gotta be there. You gotta be there.
You know what? Here's the thing, you guys. I love that Gary's talking about this because what happens is that oftentimes we miss opportunities. You're like, damn, I should have done something for Juneteenth. Damn, I should have done something for Memorial Day. Oh, I didn't hand out anything for 4th of July. You guys need to look at your year. You need to look at your business and you need to look at the ad campaigns that you're going to launch throughout the year. Juneteenth is a great example of an ad campaign. An ad campaign is where you're going to go and advertise yourself, your business, your services, your value. But what happens is that we oftentimes miss these opportunities like, damn, I could have done that. I could have hired the ice cream truck. I could have ordered bottles of water and got a wrap that goes around the bottle of water that had a QR code on it that goes to my Instagram. I could have done that. I could have set up a spinning wheel. I could have done a free raffle, enter to win, follow me to win, whatever the case is. So I don't want you to miss opportunities like Gary's talking about. What I want you to do is I want you to look down the road, right? It's easy to be in the moment with the leads that you have right now, but shit, what is on the horizon? You guys have 4th of July, you guys have Father's Day. And by the way, if you haven't done something for Father's Day, you still got an opportunity, fellas. You still got an opportunity, ladies, to go out there and do something cool for the fathers in the world, right? And so you guys look at the months, look at the calendar, be like, that's something I align with. That's something I could build a marketing campaign around. That's something I can go out and do some advertising on. Does that make sense, everybody? I want to share a thought with you because I came back from doing a keynote presentation and it was called the Popsicle Hotline. You guys have seen this? I travel around with this red phone. And then Brianna, she looked at me, she's like, with her little sassy ass, she said, we didn't get no popsicle hotline. Where's our popsicle? And so Ashley's like, I don't know what you're saying. You're saying something with your hand, so I can interpret that. But Brianna's like, where's our popsicle hotline? So what I want to do is I don't have a popsicle hotline, but I do have something I'm going to share with you guys next week. For today, I want to share something with you that I shared with a group of people out here on the East Coast. I think it's a really, really impactful way for us to think. I've shared some of these thoughts with you before, but I'm going to go a little bit further. So first and foremost, I just want you guys to have a pen, have a piece of paper, have your notes, wherever you're going to take some notes right now. But I want you guys to be involved in this conversation. You with me? All right, cool. If you're driving this, you're going to have to come back and watch this. Okay, Steffi? All right. So I'm going to pull up my screen right now, and I'm going to share some things with you guys. And I'm going to go here. And if you don't have a pen, it's okay. Grab some screenshots of this. Go back and do the work. But I wanted to go here. And feel free to do this work with me. Take pictures, do whatever you guys are going to do, but I wanted to share those thoughts with you because I feel it's really, really important. What if you didn't avoid it? And I want you to think about this in the context of your life, your business, your health, and your relationships. What if you didn't avoid it? What if you didn't avoid getting your ass on camera? What if you didn't? What if you didn't avoid working in your database? What if you didn't avoid going to the gym? What if you didn't avoid eating healthy? What if you didn't avoid that conversation with your boy that pissed you off that one drunk night when you guys went out? What if you just called that person? What if you didn't avoid it? What if you didn't continue hiding the things that you've been hiding from? What if you faced it head on? What if you faced emotional trauma that you were taking on to all of the relationships and you figure that, you know what, the relationships aren't working, but I'm not doing anything to work on myself? What if you didn't avoid it? What hard things are you avoiding in your business right now? And if you didn't, what would the positive impact be in your life? And I want you to remember these questions. I posed some of these questions to you a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to roll through this again because I believe that this is the time where we need to look at our business and say, what are the hard things that I'm avoiding? Is it your database? Is it your systems? Is it your flow? Is it your practice of your fucking dialogue? Can you get on the mic right now and close for an appointment like Blessing did? Can you close somebody on a listing appointment? Do you know how to do an effective consultation? Do you know how to negotiate? What hard things are you avoiding right now in your business? And if you didn't, what would be the positive impact? What would it mean for you to have an extra 30K in your bank account right now? What would that mean? What could Hugo do? What could Brandy do? What could Mohan do? What could Morgan do? What could Cece do? What is that money opportunity, or what opportunities does that money provide for you and for your family? What commitment to your health have you broken? And how much longer are you willing to delay your vitality? Every single person comes fucking before you. You want to build an empire at the sacrifice of your own mental capacity, of your own emotional state, of your own temple. You're willing to eat like shit, miss workouts, grind, fucking not study, not read, not sit in stillness, so everybody else can go and build their wealth and their life, and you can help everybody achieve their dreams. What about you? What about you? We should never be in grind mode to where it sacrifices our own health and our own mental state. The fuck? You guys run yourself ragged and stress yourself out. You hit a wall. You have mental breakdowns because you didn't put yourself first. Give me a thumbs up if you're with me so far. Your success, Otis's grind and hustle, should never come at the sacrifice of Otis's temple. I want you guys to build, but no longer do I want you to jeopardize your health and your vitality. Because if you don't have the energy, if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you going to go out there and build this empire that you say you need to commit to for your family, for your future? You're going to run out of gas. So you've got to take care of you first. If you stop negotiating with your excuses, what kind of life would be available to you? I'm just going to let that one sit there for a second, you guys. If you stop negotiating with your excuses, what type of life would it be available to you? This is across all lines in your life, in your business, in your health, in your relationships. Like if you stop negotiating with your excuses and stop allowing those to enter your mind, to enter your world and be a part of your identity. Because some of you have an identity that is wrapped around excuses. And some of you have an identity that is that person would run through a fucking wall at any time. That person is unstoppable. That person is unbreakable. That person has consistency, discipline, honor, integrity. You have to stop negotiating with your excuses. Because what type of life would you have and what would be available to you if you did not? If you don't challenge yourself daily, the world will do it for you. And I'm going to take this in the context of our business. If you don't challenge yourself daily to make the calls, to get your ass on camera, to go through your follow-up boss, to go through your CRM, to knock on the doors, to host the open houses, to do community-driven events, to go and socialize and network. If you don't challenge yourself daily in this business, guess what's going to happen? 1 year from now, you're on Indeed. 1 year from now, you're trying to build one of those things. Remember what they called resume? You're trying to go out there and find something that's going to pay you what you feel that you are worth, and it's going to allow you to express the Brandy that you are. Because if you don't challenge yourself now in this business, you're going to be challenged with trying to go and find a 9-to-5. That you are held to strict standards, like you got to be in the office from 9 to 5. You got to clock out at this time. You make X amount of money, and you're probably going to not make much more money for the next few years. So if you don't challenge yourself right now in this game, if you don't take on the hard in this game, I promise you, the world will do it for you. Is it hard to eat healthy? Yes. Is it hard to work out, Otis? Yes. Is it hard to do the things that we know are going to serve our body, Michael? Yes. But you know what's even harder? Diabetes, kidney disease, other illnesses that are impacting us. So if you don't challenge yourself daily, the world's going to do it for you. And if you avoid discomfort now, life will hand it to you when you least expect it. What I want you to do is I want you to walk in the discomfort. I don't want life to hand it to you because you didn't expect it. No, I'm walking in this. Bring it on. I'm ready for this. I'm prepared for this. It's better to choose the hard than to be hit with it later. And here's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to take a moment, and I want you to take a screenshot of this, or you guys can just do this now. But what I want from you is I want a commitment. And I want you guys to ask yourself, what is one courageous act that you can take this week and lean into it? Maybe it is finally getting yourself on camera. Maybe it is calling your sister. Maybe it's calling your mom, father. I don't know. Maybe it's stopping drinking for a week. Maybe it's stopping the smoking for a week. I don't know. What's one courageous action that you can take this week and really, really lean into it? And I want you to ask yourself a couple of these questions. But before I go on, Samandy had her hand up. So let me go to Samandy really quick. What do you got for us?
So I don't know about you guys, but some of you guys know I was a straight pothead. I had to really cut down my smoking in order for me to see growth, because I was, was I told? I was covering my emotions instead of dealing with them. And now that I'm dealing with them, even though there's a lot going on in my life, a lot of you guys know that, I'm flourishing. You know, I got a listing, and then during intensity, I got 3 contracts, and then my buyers and all the credit clients that I told you. So I feel like if we have TV downtime and you're not succeeding, turn the fucking TV off. I don't have a TV because I'm not where I want to be. There's no time to fucking chill. The moment that I feel like chilling, I go to my laptop, I have a to-do list, and it's like, all right, I fight through the anxiety, there's times where I'm crying and I'm working, but it's all fucking worth it because I feel behind. And if I just sit there in my emotions, shit ain't gonna be done. And that's how
Samandy, I appreciate you and I love you. I got this message from Samandy yesterday, if you don't mind me sharing, Samandy. She said 57 new credit clients, 7 pre-approvals, 3 in contract, 5 Zillow leads, 1 offer submitted. Thank you, coach. You don't know how much you've changed my life. Like, I'm always going to be here to support you guys. Everything that you are going to unlock in your life is already there. I'm just here because I see the light in everybody. My responsibility is to be an impact on your growth. That's my responsibility. All of this is already within her. And so, Samandy, it's been incredible hearing and watching, and glad that you reduced the smoke if it wasn't serving you, right? Be able to let go of those things that are not serving you, right? Me stopping drinking 12 years ago was the best thing I ever did for my life. So, Samandy, I appreciate you sharing. Let's go, Blessing. What do you got for us? And then we'll go to Nicole, and then we'll get back into the slides. What do we got, Blessing?
So the questions that you are asking us to ask about what if the excuses aren't there is a forced conversation with alignment that I've been having for the past few weeks. And you cannot get into alignment with your goals and your intentions and what your heart is saying from grind mode, from survival, from a place of desperation. If you are not taking care of yourself, which I am team go hard, you know, I want to say 24/7, like I go hard all the time. But that was breaking me to a point where every single time I showed up, I'd have to fall apart because I didn't have anything to give, and was giving at what I thought was my highest from a place of complete emptiness. It wasn't until I actually slowed down and allowed myself to rest and to face those what ifs that I could actually even hear what my goals were, see the progress, feel the progress, give myself credit for it, and then be able to actually make decisions from it. If you don't rest, the thing is, I was telling another agent on the team who right now unfortunately is out on medical leave, if you don't rest, God will find a way to rest you. And here's the thing, you don't want him to put you to like make you rest a second time. So when you hit a wall, there's a lesson you have to learn. And if you refuse to learn it, you just don't want to do that to yourself. So don't let your body break down to a point where that's the reason you learn to rest and recharge. It is not a reward, it's a gift to slow down and hear and assess and to see exactly where you are. So I just wanted to throw that point out there.
Blessing, I love it. I absolutely love your contribution. Let's go, Nicole, and then we'll go to Evangeline, then we'll get back into flow. Let's go, Nicole. What do you got for us?
So the question that you are asking us to ask about what if the excuses aren't there is a forced conversation with alignment that I've been having for the past few weeks. And you cannot get into alignment with your goals and your intentions and what your heart is saying from a place of desperation. If you are not taking care of yourself, what is one courageous act that you can take this week and lean into it? Maybe it is finally getting yourself on camera. Maybe it's stopping drinking 12 years ago was the best thing I ever did for my life. So, Samandy, I appreciate you sharing. Let's go, Nicole. What do you got for us? So, yes to everything Blessing just said. Speaking from experience. But the hard thing that I'm doing, ooh, don't do it. I don't know if you guys know, I'm a little introverted. It might seem like I'm standoffish sometimes, but I'm like running to my little hole to woosah for a minute. This week, I am going to Atlanta. I volunteered to help with the event to force myself to talk to people because I will go to a function and not say anything to anybody and just be in the cut, like watching and hi, but not really like talk. So this is forcing myself to talk. I got my t-shirts with my QR codes. I got my cards, and I'm gonna be talking. So
Let's go. Listen, go out there and allow people to feel your light, feel your energy, go and light up the room, go in there and just make some friendships, right? So, Nicole, I love that. Evangeline, what do you got for us?
Oh,
go ahead, Nicole.
I'm also taking my Georgia exam on Monday.
Ooh, I love this. I love it. Let's go, Evangeline. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I think something I've been facing right now is like I realize that any forward movement is still forward movement. Right now, I'm really battling with some like postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety. And as someone who is not an anxious person, not a depressed person, I truthfully don't even have any tools in the tool belt to handle some of these feelings. And like when you're at a point where like you don't even want to get out of bed, you don't want to eat, how can you show up for yourself and in your business if you can't even do the basic things? So something, in the subject of showing up and what are we putting off, right? I mean, not eating, I'm losing weight, I mean, I'm nursing, right? So it's like, okay, I'm a fighter. Even if I'm going to have to crawl out of the trenches, I'll crawl. It's still forward movement. So, taking these moments of like, all right, it's not the healthiest thing, but if I have a breakfast burrito in the morning, it's still a breakfast burrito. It's some calories, right? We didn't do anything today, but did we brush our teeth? That's still something, right? I didn't make all my calls, but I sent that text message to that prospect, and guess what? They actually responded, right? So any forward, I think we get on ourselves that we're not this rock star person, but sometimes your 100% is respective to the 100% for you at that respective time, right? So just want to share that.
Yeah, God, I love it. Right? You might look at Lindsay like, well, she's the top producer and team leader in the state of New York. Well, she wasn't 10 years ago, right? She's like, so let's not compare someone's chapter 10 to your chapter 1. So I love that, Evangeline. Let me get back into this, you guys. I'm gonna make sure that you take a picture of this, grab this, write this down, whatever you got to do. Each person shares in the group. And now I want you to do this individually because we're not here in groups and I don't want to put you guys into breakout rooms because I want to be in this moment with you. What have you been avoiding in your life, your business, health, and relationships? And you guys sit with that. And what is the cost, right? What is the cost? I'll give you an example. Maybe there's something that you haven't faced psychologically, emotionally, mentally, whatever it is. And what it's costing you is it's costing you your fucking sanity. It's costing you how you're showing up in the world. It's costing you your energy, your vitality, right? I've been avoiding eating healthy. I've been avoiding going to the gym. I've been avoiding lifting weights. Well, what's the cost? The cost is maybe you don't have the confidence. Maybe you don't feel like your normal self. Maybe you're not releasing endorphins and you're releasing dopamine. And so you're not operating at your full optimal level. That's the cost. And the last question is the most fucking important here. What are you going to start doing differently right now? Starting now. If you're able to identify things that are not serving you in your life, business, health, and relationships, and you're going to be courageous about it, what are you going to start doing right now today to start changing these things? And what I want everybody to do is make a declaration with me. Here's what I'm going to have you guys do, is I want you to write this down today. The hard thing that I will no longer avoid is whatever that is. It could be eating healthy. It could be calling your brother. It could be prospecting calls. It could be getting your ass on camera. Whatever that hard thing is that you are no longer going to avoid. And this week, I commit to taking this action. This week, I commit to taking this action. And all I want you to do is write that down somewhere. Piece of paper, index card, put it in your notes section right now. And then if you can, send me a screenshot of that. Send me a photo, text message me, send it to me on DM on Instagram, but I want you to share that with me. The hard thing I will no longer avoid is this, and this week I commit to taking this action. Sign it and date that shit. Make sense? Any questions on this? Are we good here? I got to share this with you guys because I don't know where I saw it, but I'll tell you what, it has been something that has just resonated with me from the moment that I saw it. And I'm going to spend a minute here because this is really, really important. I want this to land. So if you are here and you don't have your camera on, please throw your camera on. Be present in this moment. And I'm going to read this to you guys. And it's a very emotional read for me, so I'm going to pull myself through this. Your greatest gift is yourself. It is not your brand. It is not your business. It is not your bank account. It is you. The way that you think, Evangeline, the way that you show up when no one is watching, Heather, the habits you build, Otis, the mindset that you strengthen, Michael, the healing you choose to do, even when it hurts, Blessing. Everything you want starts with who you are becoming, Brandy. So invest in yourself, Morgan. Study yourself, Hugo. Challenge yourself, Laura. Build discipline, Jeff. Build character, David. Build peace, Mohan. The better you get, the better everything around you becomes. And I want you guys to remember that. The better that you get, everything around you becomes better, because that is a reflection of what is happening in here. If all you're seeing is negative shit, that is probably happening within you. And life is a projection of what you are feeling and your energy. Everything around you becomes better. You are the foundation. You are the project. You are the masterpiece in progress. Stop trying to put everybody before yourself. Do the work. Take notes on yourself. Identify your negative patterns, your positive patterns, what's working, what you're holding on to, what you need to release, what you need to reflect on. Sit in peace, sit in stillness, be with yourself, be with your thoughts. But you guys, everything starts with you, because you are the greatest gift. You are the greatest gift. So go out there and be amazing people. Start everything inward, and the outward is a reflection of how you feel. So if you want to create better things in your life and in your business, then you start right here. You do the deep work. You reflect. You open up. You be real with yourself. And I promise you, what's going to happen is people are going to start gravitating towards that positive energy, and you'll see it. And some of you already have that going on right now. So I want to pause there, and I'm going to go around the room. I'm going to get some thoughts, you guys. You know me as a human. I'm a very, very emotional creature. Talk to you about business. I'll help you build a very, very successful business. But I'm only going to do that if I can impact you as a human being. So I want to go around the room. I want to hear some thoughts. I want to hear some feedback. I want to hear some takeaways from everyone on the call today. Well, not everyone. I'm going to get a few people. So Brianna, I want to go to you because you inspired me this morning. Tomorrow I'm dropping your video, by the way, and I'll make sure to collaborate with you on it. But Brianna, you inspired me today. And so I want to turn the mic over to you and see if you have any thoughts, key takeaways, and insight from our conversation this morning. Let's roll.
I do, and I actually wrote some notes. And the last few years, I used to not be scared of anything. I used to just jump head first. And the last few years, I have gained a lot of fear. And this last year, I have been trying to get rid of it. And I wrote a bunch of notes on some things that I'm going to do to quit avoiding the last few things that I'm scared of. Because who cares? Why be scared? Like, just jump. What are you going to do? Fall? You've got it before. Didn't break nothing. Keep going.
I love it. How can we best support you and be in your corner? What can I do personally?
You know what? This one's on me. I've gotten what I've needed from everyone else. This one it's personal, and everyone has been doing everything amazing. I need to just do it. And it's funny that this particular topic came up today because this last few weeks, I've really just been telling myself my desk is actually a new kind of mess because I noticed that when I put things away, I don't get them done. So I spread it all over my desk. And my goal is everything that's on this desk is going to get done. And it's a lot of what I've been avoiding. And it's going to be big. So stay
I love it,
tuned.
Brianna. Well, I appreciate your contribution. Thank you for being here. Hugo, I'm
And
turning
I
like
still want the phone. I'm not
The-
playing about the phone.
Okay, all right. Oh, you'll get the phone, all right, but that's an in-person thing. You'll get the phone. Hugo, thoughts, contribution, insight, takeaways from our time together today. And then Jacob, you'll be up next, and then Ashley. Let's go, Hugo.
My thoughts are, well, like, you know, it's here. It's nice hearing everybody's, you know, struggles, and it sounds like we all have that fear in us, and we're all avoiding something. And I mean, the takeaway that I have is, you know, choose the hard right now. It's better than being hit by it later. So, you know, we're all going through something. It's just, you know, about just taking action and not labeling myself and being like, oh, this is happening, you know, to me. Instead, it's happening for me.
Hugo, I appreciate you, man. Really, really strong takeaway. Let's go, Jacob. Jacob, what do we got for us, big dog? Key thoughts, takeaways, insights from our conversation today.
I think there's like a lot of things where I kind of like sweep under the rug and kind of ignore. So this exercise kind of like helped me think of like what could I do to like really step out like and evolve and keep growing and stuff. So that's what I'll be thinking about over the weekend. And
And I
obviously gotta hit
appreciate
the
that.
gym. Yeah.
You know, I appreciate that. And listen, face these things head on. And some of the things are scary, especially when it comes to emotion and trauma and all these things. It's scary. I'll tell you what, it is. But there's so much opportunity for growth and next level for you, my man. And I've just known you a short amount of time, bro. It's been incredible to watch how much you've grown despite everything that you've been through. So appreciate your contribution, Jacob. Let's go, Ashley. Ashley, key thoughts, takeaway, and insight from our call today, and then I'll go to H-Bomb.
So my thoughts are that my business, I know I've got my follow-ups on lock systems, protocols. I'm up at 2 a.m. sending send later texts sometimes just to make sure I'm done at the end of every day, no matter what. But when you said, how much longer are you willing to build an empire at the expense of yourself? I about threw something. I was like, oh, that's a good question. So I'm going to commit to 5 days for the next 5 days, going swimming, walking, or getting on the Peloton 5 days a week. And then I would like to challenge everyone, if you're in the same kind of mental state as a lot of us are when we're working. I know Evangeline mentioned it, Blessing mentioned it. Schedule joy on your calendar. That's helped me through some hard times. You have everything else and everyone else scheduled on your calendar. Schedule something you know brings you joy at least once a day on your calendar to balance everything out.
Yeah, I love it. Me time. Me time needs to be reflected on that calendar. I appreciate that. Hugo, really quick, who's the little dude?
It's my little brother.
Oh, bro, what's up, big dog? How you doing?
Good.
Have a wonderful summer, okay? He's too cute. Too cute. All right, Heather, what do you got for us? Key thoughts, takeaways, insight from our day today.
So I was making notes, and I think one of the things I'm excited about that I wrote down is making it your new normal. Because once you tackle these things that you've been scared of, they're not scary. They're your new normal. When I started doing boot camp, it was like, oh God, this is so hard. Now I can't miss it. It's my new normal with intensity. The door knocking, the DMs, the reels, the social media. I mean, it's my new normal and it's not hard anymore. And it's just, so that is just exciting to me because all of these activities that we avoid, we're so scared to do it. And then once we do, it's like, that's no big deal. I'm going to do this all the time. And that's, you know, doing all these things repeatedly, consistently is only going to increase our business. So just doing all of these things and making it our new normal, you know, for me, I'm just super excited about that.
Well, Heather, I really, really appreciate your sentiment. Thank you for closing us out with that really strong contribution. You guys, I had a really big moment yesterday and this morning. So I got asked to speak at a sales rally out here for one of our partners at EXP, and it's an honor. I did this for them last year, so I got to come out and, it's just really cool to be in their environment. And then today I came up to upstate New York to visit with Lindsay and her team, and we're going to do a podcast. We're going to do some things. Well, I was trying to figure out my travel up here and rent a car. They literally rented a car for me, I had to go pick it up in a car, in a parking lot through Turo, and, had the code. And I was like, well, what do you want me to pay for you? They're like, nothing, just get yourself up here. So I drove myself up here the 2 hours, and they have their hustlers breakfast, right? They got all the hustlers, kind of like what we do for hustlers lunch. And like, I pull up and like, people are like, they stood up, they want to take fucking pictures with me. And like, can you get a coffee? And I was just like fucking humbled, because I just want to come and hang out with them. And they're like asking me for advice. And like, I don't know, you guys, like, it's really humbling. It's just humbling. Like, I love what I do. Like, I feel like I'm in my purpose. I'm in my cause. And to be able to be here, people are like, let me get a picture with you. And what's your advice on this? I'm like, fuck, man. 20 years ago, I didn't have no advice to give you. I didn't have no advice about business and life and health and relationships. And now I do. And it's really, really cool to be able to share this with people and to be able to give it to you guys and to be able to be in your life and be a part of your growth. And listen, I'll say it and I'll say it again. I'll never take these opportunities lightly with you, with them, and anybody else I come across. I got a responsibility in this business, and it's to help people grow. That's it. It's to help you guys grow. So I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to be your coach. Truly, like, thank you. It means the world to me to be able to be your coach and to serve as a leader. I promise you guys, it means the world to me. And my hope is that we continue to build, continue to grow, and continue to reach new levels and unlock new opportunities for ourselves and for our family. So I just want to tell you guys that I appreciate you. I love you. And I'm going to continue to work my ass off so we all can build. And I will always be a walking example for each of you. So you guys have an amazing, amazing day. Make this weekend a weekend that matters. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and go out there and build the life of your dreams, but not at the sacrifice of your own health and your own mental capacity. I love you guys and have an amazing day. Peace.